You see, life has a way of rewarding those who understand its principles. The secret to becoming more attractive isn't just about how you look, it's about who you are. Because when you become someone of substance, of character, of undeniable presence, people can't help but be drawn to you. Now, let's talk about these 5 habits that will transform the way the world sees you. First, confidence. I've seen it time and time again. A person who believes in themselves will always be more attractive than a person who doesn't. Confidence is the result of preparation. When you develop skills, when you refine your talents, when you walk with certainty, people notice. Because confidence says, I know where I'm going. And let me tell you, people love to follow someone who knows where they're headed. Second, kindness. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Kindness is just being nice. But no, my friends, true kindness is a power move. It's knowing that you have the ability to make someone's day better, and you choose to do it. It's the strength to lift others up instead of tearing them down. And let me tell you something. People remember how you make them feel more than anything else. A kind heart will always be irresistible. Third, a growth mindset. The world belongs to those who are always improving. You want to be attractive? Read books. Challenge yourself. Develop your mind. There's nothing more compelling than a person who is constantly evolving. Because when you grow, you bring something valuable to the table. And people will always be drawn to value. Fourth, emotional control. My friends, nothing makes a person more attractive than composure. In a world where people are quick to anger, quick to judge, quick to give up, be the one who remains steady. Be the one who doesn't let small things shake them. There's a certain power in being unshaken. It tells the world this person knows something the rest of us don't. And finally, live with passion and purpose. If you want to be truly attractive, be on a mission. Have something that drives you, that excites you, that gives your life meaning. Because let me tell you, passion is contagious. When you're excited about life, people want to be around you. When you have a purpose, you don't chase people, they chase you. So, my friends, make it your goal to embody these habits. Not for the world, not for approval, but for yourself. Because when you become the kind of person who radiates confidence, kindness, intelligence, control, and purpose, you won't have to try to be attractive, you just will be. Attractiveness isn't just about how you look, it's about the energy you carry. And one of the most magnetic qualities a person can develop is confidence. Confidence is not arrogance. And it's not about pretending to be something you're not. It's about a deep, unshakable belief in who you are and where you're going. It's the quiet certainty that you have value, that you matter, that you are capable. And let me tell you, when you carry yourself with that kind of conviction, people notice. You see, the world is drawn to those who walk with purpose. There's something irresistible about a person who moves through life with certainty. When you step into a room, your presence alone should speak before you do. Not because you demand attention, not because you seek validation, but because you exude a quiet self-assurance. People are naturally drawn to confidence because it signals strength, reliability, and leadership. Think about it. Who do people follow? The unsure, hesitant, doubtful person, or the one who knows what they're about? Confidence makes you stand out without you ever needing to say a word. Now, confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build brick by brick through preparation and experience. It comes from doing the work. It comes from setting small goals and achieving them. It comes from pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, because every time you challenge yourself, every time you prove to yourself that you are capable, your confidence grows. It's not about waiting until you feel ready. It's about acting in spite of uncertainty. Because here's the truth. Confidence is developed in the doing, not the waiting. The key is to trust yourself. Trust that you can handle what comes your way. Trust that you have what it takes. But trust is built through consistency. If you say you'll do something, do it. If you commit to a goal, follow through. When you keep the promises you make to yourself, your self-respect grows, and self-respect is the foundation of real confidence. People who respect themselves don't need to prove anything to anyone. They don't need to seek approval or constantly explain themselves. They just are. And that, my friends, is attractive. And let's not forget the power of body language. The way you carry yourself tells the world everything it needs to know about how you feel about yourself. Shoulders back, head high, a steady gaze. These small adjustments send a powerful message. They tell the world, I belong here. And when you believe that, others will believe it too. So confidence is not about being the loudest in the room. It's not about impressing people. It's about owning who you are. It's about knowing your worth and never needing permission to take up space. And when you develop that kind of presence, when you stand firm in who you are, the world will take notice. Not because you asked it to, but because confidence is undeniably attractive. Kindness is one of the most underestimated yet powerful qualities a person can possess. It has the ability to transform relationships, open doors, and make you stand out in a world where so many people are focused only on themselves. People may forget what you say or what you do, but they will never forget how you make them feel. That's why kindness is so attractive. It creates a lasting impression that lingers long after the moment has passed. True kindness is not just about being nice or polite. It's deeper than that. It's about the way you genuinely care for others, the way you take the time to listen, the way you make people feel valued. It's the ability to be warm, understanding, and compassionate, even when it's inconvenient. Some people mistake kindness for weakness, but in reality, it is one of the greatest strengths a person can have. It takes confidence to be kind in a world that often rewards selfishness. It takes strength to lift others up instead of seeking to always be the one lifted. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel good about themselves. If you want to be more attractive, start making the people around you feel important. Look them in the eye when they speak. Acknowledge their presence. Give sincere compliments. And when you do, don't just say words, mean them. When kindness comes from a place of authenticity, it creates a ripple effect. People can sense when someone is genuinely interested in their well-being, and they respond to that. One of the most powerful aspects of kindness is its ability to disarm negativity. Have you ever noticed how a simple smile can change the mood of an entire conversation? When someone is frustrated or upset, and instead of matching their energy, you respond with patience and understanding, it shifts everything. The kindness has a way of diffusing tension, of softening even the hardest of hearts. And that's why it's so attractive. It makes people feel safe, respected, and appreciated. Being kind also means being intentional with your words and actions. It's easy to go through life without noticing the opportunities to bring a little more light into someone's day. But the truly attractive people, the ones who leave an impact, are the ones who are aware. They notice when someone needs encouragement. They take the extra moment to say something uplifting. They understand that kindness isn't about grand gestures, it's about the small, consistent acts that accumulate over time. A person who is consistently kind stands out because kindness is rare. In a world where so many are focused on taking, the one who gives is unforgettable. The one who lifts others instead of stepping over them is the one people want to be around. And here's the best part. Kindness is something you can cultivate every day. It doesn't require money, status, or looks. It only requires a choice, the choice to treat people with respect, to see their worth, and to leave them better than you found them. That is true attractiveness. Growth is one of the most attractive qualities a person can have because it signals progress, ambition, and a commitment to becoming better. People are naturally drawn to those who are evolving, learning, and striving for something greater. There is something captivating about someone who is always working on themselves, who refuses to settle, who is constantly expanding their knowledge, skills, and mindset. Growth creates energy, and energy is magnetic. A person with a growth mindset is someone who welcomes challenges rather than avoiding them. They see obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities to learn. They understand that failure is not the end, but merely a lesson, a stepping stone on the path to success. This perspective is powerful because it creates resilience, and resilience is incredibly attractive. No one is drawn to a person who crumbles at the first sign of difficulty. But someone who rises, who learns, who keeps moving forward, that person commands attention and respect. When you dedicate yourself to growth, you become a person of substance. You have ideas to share and insights to offer and experiences that make you interesting. Your conversations with you become engaging because you bring depth. You aren't just talking about surface level topics. You have knowledge, wisdom, and perspectives that challenge and inspire others. People enjoy being around those who make them think, who introduce them to new ways of seeing the world. Growth makes you that person. One of the key aspects of a growth-oriented mindset is the habit of learning. Reading, studying, and seeking out knowledge expand your thinking and elevate your conversations. A well-read person is naturally more engaging because they have a broader understanding of the world. They bring curiosity, creativity, and insight to every interaction. People are drawn to intelligence, not just in the academic sense, but the ability to think critically, to analyze, and to see beyond the obvious. Intelligence combined with a desire to grow is an unstoppable force. Another important aspect of growth is self-awareness. The person who is constantly improving takes the time to reflect, to understand their strengths and weaknesses, and to work on them. They don't pretend to be perfect, but they strive to be better than they were yesterday. That kind of authenticity is rare, and rarity is attractive. People can sense when someone is genuinely invested in their own development, and that level of commitment to self-improvement is inspiring. Growth is also about taking action. It's not just about gaining knowledge, but applying it. It's about setting goals, making progress, and pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. When you do this consistently, you exude a quiet confidence that makes people take notice. You don't have to prove yourself. Your actions speak for you. The effort you put into growing shows in the way you carry yourself, the way you handle challenges, and the way you inspire others to do the same. That is what makes growth so attractive. It turns you into a person people admire, respect, and want to be around. Emotional control is one of the most powerful traits a person can develop, and it is an undeniable factor in what makes someone truly attractive. People who can remain calm under pressure, who don't let their emotions dictate their actions, who approach life with composure and steadiness, these individuals naturally command respect and admiration. In a world where so many are quick to react, quick to anger, quick to be offended, the person who remains centered stands out. Emotional control is rare, and anything rare becomes valuable. At its core, emotional control is about mastering yourself before the world does it for you. It's about training your mind to respond rather than react. Many people live their lives being controlled by circumstances. If things go well, they're happy. If things go wrong, they fall apart. Their emotions are tied to the external world, which means they're constantly at the mercy of whatever happens. But the attractive individual, the one who draws others in, operates differently. They don't let outside forces determine their internal state. They have trained themselves to remain composed no matter what happens. One of the most attractive things about emotional control is the sense of stability it brings. People feel safe around those who don't let emotions cloud their judgment. They trust those who remain rational in difficult situations. No one wants to be around someone who is unpredictable, who overreacts to small inconveniences, who gets angry at the slightest problem. But the person who remains steady, who thinks before they speak, who doesn't allow emotions to dictate their behavior, that person earns trust, respect, and admiration. When you control your emotions, you also gain control over how you affect others. People remember how you make them feel, and when you are composed and positive, you bring a sense of calm to those around you. You become someone people want to be near because your presence is grounding. You uplift others rather than drain them. This is especially important in relationships, both personal and professional. A person who can handle conflict without losing their temper, who can navigate challenges with patience, who can without immediately reacting, these are the qualities that make someone deeply attractive. Mastering emotional control also allows you to make better decisions. When emotions run high, logic often runs low. People who act on impulse, who let frustration or fear drive their choices, often regret their actions later. But those who pause, reflect, and choose their response carefully avoid unnecessary mistakes. This kind of discipline is impressive. It speaks of wisdom, maturity, and strength. And those qualities are universally attractive. Emotional control doesn't mean suppressing feelings. It means understanding them and directing them in a productive way. It means knowing when to speak and when to stay silent, when to act and when to be patient. It means not allowing fleeting emotions to dictate long-term decisions. When you master your emotions, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, the world takes notice. That is what makes emotional control so attractive. There is something undeniably attractive about a person who is living with purpose and passion. When someone has a clear direction, a sense of meaning in their life, and an energy that fuels them every day, people take notice. Passion is contagious, and those who are truly passionate about what they do naturally draw others in. The reason for this is simple. People admire those who are driven, those who wake up with a sense of mission, those who are actively working towards something meaningful. When you live with purpose, you don't need to seek attention. It comes to you naturally. A person with purpose is different from the average individual who merely exists from day to day. They aren't wandering aimlessly, waiting for things to happen. Instead, they are intentional. They set goals. They pursue dreams. They have a reason to get up in the morning, a vision they're working toward. This kind of energy is magnetic because it gives off a sense of certainty, of excitement. People want to be around those who are going places. They want to connect with individuals who inspire them to do more, to be more, to believe that something greater is possible. Passion makes a person stand out because it is rare. Many people go through life simply following the motions, doing what they're told, living without enthusiasm. But the one who has found something they truly love, something that excites them, something that makes them light up when they talk about it, that person is unforgettable. It doesn't even matter what the passion is. It could be a business, a creative pursuit, a cause, a mission, or a personal goal. What matters is the intensity, the commitment, the way it transforms the person from ordinary to extraordinary. When you live with passion, you radiate confidence, you speak with conviction, you carry yourself differently, and you naturally become more engaged. Think about the last time you met someone who was truly passionate about something. Their enthusiasm likely made the conversation more interesting. Their energy probably made you feel more alive. That's the power of passion. It brings life not only to you, but to everyone around you. This is why passionate people are attractive. They make others feel something. They create an atmosphere of excitement and inspiration. But passion alone is not enough. It must be coupled with action. A purpose-driven person doesn't just talk about their dreams, they work toward them. They take steps, even small ones, every day to move closer to their goals. And that kind of determination, that consistency, that ability to stay focused despite challenges is what sets them apart. People respect those who are disciplined, those who refuse to give up, those who are relentless in their pursuit of something meaningful. Living with purpose means knowing why you're here and making the most of your time. It means aligning your actions with your values, pushing forward even when it's difficult, and refusing to settle for mediocrity. And when you embody this way of living, you don't just become attractive, you become inspiring. Attractiveness isn't about luck, and it's not about looks, it's about who you become. When you cultivate confidence, show genuine kindness, commit to growth, master your emotions, and live with passion, you don't have to chase people or opportunities. They come to you. Because the world is drawn to those who stand tall, who uplift others, who are always improving, who remain steady, and who pursue life with unstoppable energy. So don't focus on impressing others, focus on becoming someone who inspires. That's the kind of attraction that lasts.